I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, barely breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
I love this song.
It's such a
God,
good
I love
song.
This song. I'm ready for their album to come out. I don't know when. Hold on, I gotta find out.
Can you find out when that comes
I'm
out?
about to look it up right now.
The band is called No Resolve, and it's Never Back Down. That's the song. Never Back Down. No Resolve is the band. They're smaller, but
Doesn't that sound like a contradiction?
Never Back Down. No Resolve. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like they're resolved to never back down, but
Yeah.
they have no resolve.
They have No Resolve.
Yeah,
I'm confused.
Yeah.
It is a good song.
Yes, it's a very good song. I like it a lot.
I'm not seeing official website.
What, you're just
I googled it.
dawdling around.
I know
over
I
here on the
googled.
phone. Oh gosh.
The single is out now. They got
Yes.
the promotion of that. They have gear.
Yes, they have the gears on their website. It's the
it doesn't say.
doesn't have it when it's
merch
open.
bio, press links. Contact us, sponsors.
You really should prep this if you're going to do this.
Well, it was just kind of a sudden thing.
I'm just saying you should prep it if
Sue
you're
me.
going to do this.
This is my first time.
You
I'm
don't
new to this.
I don't have to sue you.
I'm new to
And-
this.
and nobody else does either anymore because we're not using anybody else's songs.
Ha ha.
Yay.
In your
Yay.
face, YouTube.
That's
Oh.
right. Wait, we shouldn't say that. They might cut us anyway.
At this point, like with all the stuff that we've done at this point,
It really
if
doesn't
they do it
matter.
anyway, I give up.
It is what it is.
If after this point it keeps going, I'm just going to bring everything back like it was and poo on them.
So it'll be done.
There you go. So it is Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
So you know what that means.
Yes.
Are you ready for a miracle? Jesus, I'm ready for a miracle. Are you ready?
Yeah, buddy.
Obviously.
Carrie.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Carrie.
How was your week?
Hi.
How was your week?
It's been, we're only 2 days in. Well,
I
guess
know. No,
technically
but I
3
meant
days in 'cause it
since
begins
we
on-
saw you last. It's been a
Yes.
week since
Oh,
we've
okay, I
seen you.
gotcha.
So how was
Pretty-
your week been?
Pretty good. Had some good productivity in the house and work, and that's all good. But
everybody's
yesterday, I got to
healthy
tell you a
and-
funny story.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
I dropped my kids off. My older two work at a coffee shop. So I dropped them off, and my youngest wanted to do her schoolwork there. And I said, okay, great.
Okay.
So I came home and I kept dusting and vacuuming, whatever it was I was doing. And I was in sweatpants and a long sleeve t-shirt. And I said, when she texted that she wanted to be picked up, I said, okay, order me this drink. Our oldest knows exactly what I want and how to make it. I said, and I'll bring you money or you can take money in when I get there. And so I get there and I'm waiting and waiting and she's not coming out. And so I go in to take my money in and I looked I said, this is why I wanted you to come out and get the money because I look homeless. And she said, Mom, you don't look homeless. You look like the cleaning lady.
Oh,
homeless.
because that's better.
I know.
The cleaning lady.
We don't have I am the cleaning lady, but
That's what you. Once she said that, you should just start speaking with a Spanish accent. Just
that is one of my goals is to really get my Spanish better.
Yeah.
you're going
It used
to
to be really good.
improve on the Espanols.
See,
See,
See what you did there.
Mm-hmm.
Funny.
Dylan does not improve on the other languages.
I don't.
It is not a thing.
I don't. I'm not that good with the stuff. Apparently, we're banned on that. Fine. Anyway.
I find that I can read it. I can still read it really well. It's the listening and,
So do you do
I have dreams where I'm saying, más despacio, más despacio.
do you do the
slow down. What?
do you do the because we have what is it, Duolingo?
I do have Duolingo, but what I've been doing lately, I got,
Just been studying
I have
Latin.
a Bible in Spanish.
Yeah.
So I do some Bible reading in Spanish.
Okay.
And I do, I read Harry Potter in Spanish and watch Harry Potter in Spanish.
Okay.
So,
All right.
and I've watched an episode of The Office in Spanish. It was not American Office though. It was like in Argentina or something.
Okay.
So, it's fun.
Sure.
I
Okay.
don't know why that makes me laugh, but it does.
Argentina.
Well, no, I'm just thinking in general. The whole
Yeah.
watching The Office in Spanish is funny. See, I'm the type of, oddly enough, so I can't really speak it. I mean, I've taken, I took Spanish for about 4 years when I was in high school, and I turn around, and I've done things. Most of my friends, oddly enough, there's always been at least one Spanish speaking friend forever. And
Oh,
so,
wow.
yeah, and at one point or another. And so, and especially like my best friend who's, I used to hang out at his house, and he's Puerto Rican, and Puerto Ricans have this wonderful habit of doing Spanglish, where mid-sentence they would break off, they would be speaking Spanish, and in mid-sentence finish the word, no pause, no nothing, jump into English for a little bit, and then go right back into Spanish again.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Because that's what they do.
And so I've learned to kind of get the gist and understand what they're saying by hearing, but I can't hardly speak it. And I can't. I mean, I can read it, but I don't. I
Not
can't.
well.
Well, no, I can read it. I just can't interpret it. Does that make sense? Like I could read it, but I couldn't tell you
What it
said.
said.
Yeah, exactly. But if I hear somebody speaking, blah blah, I get the gist of the conversation.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I mean, it could be worse.
So no, it's definitely worse. Can you do that later, please?
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't. You
Because I
don't-
got the same email, and
You can do it.
they can wait
No.
until
You guys are
can't.
frozen on my screen, so I have no idea what you're doing.
Oh, that's fine.
yeah. Well,
As long as you can hear us. Can you hear us?
I can. I totally can.
Okay, because you're not frozen on ours, so it's fine.
Excellent.
Yay.
let it go.
If you suddenly disappear, that'll tell us that your side died.
Okay. I'm gonna check it right now. It shouldn't. No. I don't. This is weird. I see like
There's 4 of you.
There's 700 of us.
there were 2 of each of you, but all 4 of you were frozen. So it's very weird.
That's very
Well, at least
odd.
we're all keeping it uniform.
Right.
But whatever. Yeah.
Frozen. Yeah.
So
So you have you
tomorrow is. Hold on, I was gonna say tomorrow is the big day.
Yeah, tomorrow is the big day.
Yeah.
I am
The
all,
biggest of days.
It is. It's gonna be huge.
Friggin' huge.
It's gonna be fantastic.
Uh-huh.
A train wreck of one might say.
Dumpster fire, as it were. Yes.
I don't know about y'all, but
Looking forward to it, aren't you?
if I could if I can bring words to life, what I imagine tomorrow to be like would be probably the first day or 2 of the tribulation.
The first day or 2? Huh.
And I know it's not because, the sky hasn't split and all that fun jazz, but I'm just saying, like, once the tribulation hit, like that first
sounds
day,
like-
the chaos and the violence and the stupidity,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I envision tomorrow to be like.
Sounds like you're very optimistic about tomorrow.
Glasses half empty for sure.
Incredibly optimistic about what's
The
gonna
silver
happen.
lining, the silver lining in my mood about tomorrow is in referring to it as being the glass is half empty is the fact that there's at least liquid still in it at all.
See,
That's the silver lining.
you're optimistic.
Yes.
See?
Okay.
All right.
That's as far as I'm going right now.
That's what I said. It sounds like you're heavily optimistic about
Oh,
this.
yes. Completely. So, in case you're born in a barn or living under a rock,
Right.
we get a new president tomorrow.
Right. Sort of, maybe. Well,
No.
yes.
Probably.
No.
It happens.
He's going to
He's definitely-
swear in on a
He's definitely swearing in on something.
He's going to swear in on a pack of Maxim magazines.
Actually, is he swearing in on a Bible? Do you know?
He probably will. He was, what was he? Catholic.
Catholic.
Right? He was
Catholic.
Catholic. So yeah.
Yeah.
He probably
He
will.
probably will use a Bible.
He might be
Tom
one of
Hanks is emceeing it, right?
Everybody.
That's the only thing-
Everybody's there. Okay.
I was going to say, that's only
Every Hollywood person is going to be there.
the only reason why Tom Hanks is emceeing this is because Dick Clark is dead.
That's right.
If Dick Clark was alive, he'd be doing it.
That and Tom Hanks is like the most agreeable person you have in Hollywood right now.
Biggest yes man I've ever met.
Exactly.
Well-
That's what I mean. By agreeable, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But isn't he Greek?
Who? Tom Hanks?
Didn't he get his Greek citizenship?
Yes.
So
Well, it's dual.
Yeah.
I know.
But still.
Because you're an American, you can
Still.
have 2 citizenships.
I know.
It's just so funny that they're going to have all of these people there. I could see him being like the first guy to have like a Bible and a Quran and a variety of different things.
Have his like arms doing this number
well,
like
no, I mean,
over
'cause
top.
you can't. That's a little much. He's not going to do that.
Stack them.
But yeah, it'll be stacked in no particular order except for the Bible will be on the bottom.
Right, because that's the foundation, right?
No, it's because he doesn't want to touch it.
Oh, it's too far down.
Yes, too far down. But I could see him doing something like that to appease everything because that's all this is. Everything about this man is nothing about pandering, and so I'm ready for tomorrow to be over. I'm thankful that I am off tomorrow. I think the most I'm doing is going to Planet Fitness and canceling my membership.
Why?
Because I haven't gone in a year. I'm not going anytime soon. Because I'm not going to go work out and have to wear a mask. I'm sorry. Not going to happen.
Oh, you have to wear a mask there?
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go cancel them. I haven't been in a year since they closed everything the first time.
Yeah. It sucks.
No point in paying them money.
No, not at all. And just a quick note. Sherry Luke over on the Facebook said he's Catholic in name only.
Yeah.
So are most Catholics.
So this is true.
So are most Catholics.
Yeah. Sadly, that's just how that.
I don't think that's necessarily relegated to Catholics.
And
Oh,
so
no.
are most Christians.
I was gonna say because we could talk about Mitt Romney too, who's Mormon by name only. Just it. Anyway,
The amount of corruption in that man. Woohoo, buddy. Anyway, so you have, I'm guessing you have a word of hope or thoughts.
I have a word.
You have a word.
And I do have thoughts.
She have words and thoughts. Moving forward, words and thoughts.
I do have moving forward words and thoughts because first of all, I hope that we're all praying for Biden and his safety.
yes.
And
Because if not, Kamala Harris is going to be VP.
well,
You mean president?
P. Yeah. She's going to be the P.
she's VP anyway.
Be POTUS.
She's going to be the POTUS.
But I think that yes. So whether or not you like Biden or support him or Harris, it's beside the point.
Right.
We need to be praying for our governmental leaders. But on the flip side of that, or on the other side of that, is that we can't. I'm so tired of trying and for people trying to look for hope and unification within these political leaders that we have, because every single one that we've had has proven him or herself to say or speak out of both sides of their mouths.
Yes. That's
To
politics.
find corruption or be corrupt.
Yes.
There's a lot of smarminess, and there's a lot of
Smarmy.
egocentric narcissism that goes on in politics. It just does.
Yes, I agree. Completely.
And I don't think that it's up to the politicians. I don't think it's up to them. I don't think they'll do it. But I really think that if we want unity, if we want unification in this country or anywhere, it has to be a grassroots thing where on our own personal levels, we are unifying with the people around us. Because we all know people we don't agree with. And if it's the person that's just shouting you down at every opportunity he or she gets, then, okay, move on. That is not a person of peace.
Right. That's not the person you need to converse with.
Yeah.
No, but to make those bridges with other people. And I think that you guys, I think that you're open to, like, you two are definitely people who are open to that.
Thanks.
And yeah. I think that even though a lot of talking heads are getting banned off of social medias and platforms, I think that you guys are open to real dialogue and conversation. And so I hope that other people will be equally open. And then the other thing that has really struck me lately is there's a lot of, so when you do like premarital counseling or marriage counseling or any sort of therapy between like people in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
Like the first thing that is recommended is that you stop the you language, right?
Yeah.
Where you're everything comes down to you do this, or, why didn't you take the trash out last night? Or you never take the trash out. Instead, flipping that and, hey, I've had a really hard day. Would you mind taking the garbage out? Or something like that. Just where it's not an accusatory.
Yeah.
And you hear the language of how people talk about others, and it is they did this and they do that and them, and it's this accusatory, that same you language, except for in the plural.
Right.
And I think that it automatically draws that line of, well, I'm going to dismiss anything that person has to say or that group has to say. And I'm not saying that we accept everything. There's a difference between accepting and listening. You know what I mean? Like, so when it comes down to it, truth is truth.
Yep.
Scripture is truth. God is truth.
Yep.
His word is truth. It does not mean that I don't have a conversation with someone who is a non-Christian.
Right.
Yeah.
And I also don't back down as far as giving in or compromising on what the truth is.
Right. Because you shouldn't.
Right.
Just because you're having a conversation with somebody who doesn't believe what you believe in doesn't mean that you back down off of your beliefs. It just means that you have a peaceful conversation about it.
Yeah.
Right. So I would say if anyone is trying to engage in argument, and there's a difference between a healthy debate and just cruelty.
Yeah.
And
Well,
just,
And just beating somebody
just
over the
being
head.
a jerk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you
Mercilessly.
mentioned part of it too, that it's not just the you language, but it's also the absolutes.
Right.
You always, you never, when you start lumping it into that kind of a group,
Yep.
is it really true? Every single moment of every day?
Oh,
Is it always happening?
I'm guilty of this, by the way.
Oh yeah. No, we all are.
Heavily guilty of
We
this.
all are. It's whether we realize it or not, those
you
kind of things
always
happen.
do it.
I do.
Exactly.
I do always do it.
Yeah. That's a true statement though.
That is a true statement. I'm saying it myself. I always do this.
But that's something
a
else.
problem.
But that's something else that people can start kind of at least being cognizant of and being it's like, hey, okay, you don't, because that's the same thing you're supposed to do in your relationship with your spouse or with your significant other. It's when you're having a disagreement and you're having a problem, you don't sit here and go, well, you always talk down to me or you always make me feel bad. It's, think about what you're trying to say and say what you mean. You can't say always because it doesn't happen at every moment. So what do you say? There's times that I feel like blank, or there's times that, when you say this, and you have to breach that. And
I've noticed that it happens to happen a lot more often now.
Yeah, however you have to word it. The point is because once you start throwing yous and set times like that, like the always and nevers and all that jazz, it becomes, like you mentioned, it's accusatory. And what happens then is, what do you do? You shut down. Your walls go up. You become defensive, and there is no working anything out. Now, I'm not saying that you pander to them and kiss tail and all that jazz.
No.
But, you have to at least, be willing to say, hey, I'm not here to attack you. And here's part of my proof is I'm not going to say you do this all the time. And I'm not going to say that you're a horrible person for it. What I'm saying is this is what happens. You say this or you do this or whatever. And it bothers me. And since we are working together or living together or whatever, how do we fix it so I don't feel like this anymore? And that's that. I learned that in counseling a long time ago.
A long time ago.
Well, and I think that something else that you pointed out is just being aware of or knowing or realizing and understanding that we're gonna screw up and we're gonna, have accusatory language, or we're going to get on the defensive or be a jerk, right?
Yep.
I mean, so is someone else, and we can't let that define as and always.
Yeah.
So we say, wow, okay, I blew that conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe I can go back and
Yeah.
try that one again.
Yeah. And like you mentioned, and the flip of that coin is being able to not be so sensitive when it's being said to you.
Yeah.
Right.
Recognize that, hey, they said always. They don't really mean always. They know I don't do it all the time. And they may think it's very frequent, and maybe it is. But you have to be, honestly, for this to work, it takes both sets, whether it's, the two individual people or two different sections of the country or whatever. It takes both sides being willing to not be sensitive when something doesn't go quite right for them.
Yep.
And to be able to try and not give in kind. And that is hard. Anybody who's argued with a spouse or anybody knows that's hard.
Yep.
That's really
Right.
hard.
Difficult.
I know.
Because we want to protect ourselves
Exactly. And once you start,
and be right.
yeah, I was just gonna say, once you get into the realm of, once you get defensive, once the walls go up and you become defensive, that's all you want to do now. Now it's about winning.
Yep.
Now it becomes
It's all done.
This mental war, and then you end up you're enemies, and you're not enemies.
Not trying
You're
to be.
two different people trying to coexist, whether it's politically or in a house or whatever. Is there a reason why you're eyeballing me?
You always eyeball him when he comes up with a point that you know is right.
I know I'm right. I didn't say I'm perfect at it. I said I recognize it. Good Lord, huh?
See, and this is where we take it back to that table and say, wow, okay.
See
so
how
we're gonna
defensive he
come
just
back.
got all automatically? All she did was stand up.
Because she didn't have to stand up.
Now it makes him feel all sad and
I
depressed.
feel very uncomfortable now.
He feels attacked.
I am. Walls have gone up now. I didn't say I was perfect at it. I didn't say I do it right or do it all the time. I just said I can at least recognize it.
Right.
That's all.
The first.
Yeah,
part
the
of it.
first, what do they say in AA? The first step to recovery is admitting you have a problem.
He has
There
a
you
problem.
go.
And I admit I
you
have a problem.
Continue to work and grow and practice it.
Thank you. See, somebody at least recognized it. She loves me. I'm like a hemorrhoid.
Yep. Can't get rid of him.
Can't get rid of it, just popping up at the worst opportune times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Slightly annoying.
Yeah. Just enough to make you uncomfortable.
Oh my god.
But always attached.
And a great conversation piece. Anyway,
Always a good icebreaker.
good icebreaker. I was ready to say the same thing. Have I told you about my hemorrhoid? Oh,
Uncle Dan, shut up.
you're part of the family now. He told you about the hemorrhoid.
Is there an age, okay, and this is a little bit of a tangent. Is there an age that people reach where all of a sudden they start telling you their full medical stories?
It's not
Because
it's not really an age. It's a mentality.
Is it?
It is. It's a thought process, and it does come with age most of the time, but it's not really. Because, I mean, I have no shame about
Okay.
that sort of thing. Like,
Right.
if it comes up in conversation, yes, you will hear the entire story.
And in gruesome detail, might
And in
I add.
great, wondrous, gruesome detail. I have absolutely no shame about that. That is not a problem. But I really think that it's more of it does come with age. It's removing of filters is what it is.
Yes.
You just get to a point where you don't care.
Speaking of filters, you can filter some great coffee through your coffee pot today if you go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com. That's AmericanPrideRoasters.com. It is historically great coffee. It is also the sponsor of this hour of the show.
Yeah. What are we drinking?
The blueberry.
Is it?
It is. It's a little stronger than normal.
It is. That's why I didn't catch it off the
It's a little stronger flavor than normal, but we got the blueberry.
It's my favorite.
It's so good.
AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Guys, don't go anywhere. More to come. We'll be right back. Yeah.
Now, where's the music?
We're not doing.
We're not doing it right now because
We don't want to get everything cut off from the YouTubes and Facebooks.
we're
and-
attempting
Gotcha.
because we finally have like permissions for stuff that we have and non.
Yes.
So we're attempting to see if we can actually like
grow.
possibly monetize. And we can't do it when they turn around and go, "You don't have the rights for this. We're gonna quiet." And so we have an idea for what we're gonna start doing moving forward.
Cool.
Yeah, well, we'll tell you about it afterwards.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah.
It works out. Like it actually, it kind of hit us both before the show hit. We're like, oh my God, why haven't we been doing this? This
Oh,
is
that's so
fantastic.
funny.
It's one of those, it's been staring at us in the face the entire time. And we're
I
just
haven't
like,
looked at it.
how did we miss this?
Yeah, and we did.
So
It's fine.
we're going to
That's
start.
awesome.
So
We got
there go.
things. Things are coming.
Things.
Things and stuff.
Very cool.
Stuff and things. Things and
Things
stuff.
and stuff and stuff and things.
That's right.
Perfect.
That's what we're gonna be doing.
Stuffing
here.
things.
Stuff and things and things and stuffing and stuff.
I like stuffing.
Stuffy stuff.
I like stuffing.
You do?
I do. It's probably one of my favorite parts of Thanksgiving.
Adam
Now,
W.
do you stuff the bird or do you just have dressing on the side?
I don't do anything.
First off, it's the dressing on the side because if you stuff the bird gets dry as all get out.
That's true. That's true.
Wrong.
I don't
Yeah,
do, but
right.
I don't do
What are you
anything.
talking about?
I don't do anything.
Like you just you can stuff the bird with aromatics, but you don't put breading inside of it.
because it
I
will
stuff the bird.
No.
Yes.
isolate that audio.
All right, hold on. We're coming back. We're coming back.
This is Defenders Live.
Just admit it. You wanted to push buttons.
I do want to push
That's all
buttons.
it was.
I'm used to pushing so many buttons.
You pushed a needless
and
button.
we didn't have to. Yeah, well,
and we didn't need to.
Well, I'm pushing buttons because I'm used to pushing
I know.
buttons, so I got
but now we don't have to push as many.
I know, but I got to push the button.
I know.
It's the button.
It's just, but it was pointless.
It's the button.
I mean, it's not pointless per se, but it's for fail-safe. It didn't do anything. I'm just saying. I understand what it was for, but
Steven looks completely dejected.
he does.
Oh, I'm fine. I am perfectly good. My father's slug over there on the Twitters.
Whose father slug?
My father's slug.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
father's slug.
fathers. I didn't hear the
My
apostrophe.
father's
Yes.
slug.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. With the S there on the slug, it kind of cuts it off.
It does.
Life is hard. Then you move in with a roommate dying of cancer.
Wow, way to bring the room
There
down.
is
Yeah.
nothing funny about that
It's
tweet.
not a funny
Way
tweet.
to bring the room down.
It was meant
Good
to be
Lord.
sincere and
I now
honest.
feel guilty
Yeah, you don't have a hard life
because it is a hard knock life.
for us. Well, for him.
Okay, I am not kidding. When Dylan was talking earlier, I just kept wanting to sing "The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow," and now you're going to Hard Knock Life. I'm
You're
just,
welcome.
It's an Annie night.
It is.
It is. God bless that little redheaded
And-
brat.
My father's slug. I'm so sorry to hear that your roommate has cancer. That's very sad.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a good guy too.
Now I'm sad now.
James over there on the YouTube.
I feel bad.
James is over there on the Twitters as well. I love hearing the hot mic on YouTube during the commercial breaks. Good.
Oh, cool.
That's what we're going to try to do for a bit.
Good.
Let's see how that works.
There might be a rhythm you like it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Weirdo.
I know. I'm not quite
Dylan's
as...
making faces at the hot mic.
It's hot.
It is hot. Anyway, James also setting it there over on Twitter. So you'll push the button, but you won't stuff the turkey.
That's right. It's very true.
That's what she said.
No, I said.
That is
No.
what she said.
That is what she said.
By she, we mean you.
Yeah.
I know, but she said she stuffs the bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah.
You
He's saying,
won't stuff
he's
a
saying
bird.
that I won't.
And that's what
Yes.
you said.
And it's a
is-
shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a travesty. I don't know. I don't cook. I mean, I do cook, but I don't cook like Thanksgiving dinner.
He cooks, but he doesn't cook. And she gets
I
up
don't.
again.
I've cooked for you. Don't you dare. I'm in the middle of a show.
One time.
That's because you beat me to it.
What's your specialty, Dylan, other than spam?
Oh, I've never cooked them spam. No, I do like a mean Italian chicken.
Ooh.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
It's Italian chicken with balsamic vinegar.
Okay.
It is good. Mashed potatoes. Ooh, corn.
Like the mashed potatoes and corn thing.
Maybe a biscuit, but that's a lot. That's a lot. After you throw the biscuit in, that's a lot.
I make everything.
And then what happens is I mean, I could do everything, but that's kind of my speciality because no one ever sees that one coming. And then what you do is when there's leftovers, you take
That was yesterday's show.
the juices and all that junk, and you chop up you like basically cube up the chicken, and you put it in with the mashed potatoes and with the corn, and you whirl all that together.
Yeah.
And pour the Italian dressing, balsamic all on top. Whip that all together. Make it slap your mama.
Almost like a
KFC bowl.
like a casserole basically at that point.
It's good.
Potato chicken casserole. That wouldn't be bad.
But I can't.
How'd we get on food already?
I don't. We're talking about birds, stuffing them.
Stuffing
or
birds.
not.
Yeah.
To stuff or to not stuff.
Oh, but
That
was
is
during
the
commercial
question.
break, yeah.
Yeah, that is the question.
Stuff
And whether
or not to
the
stuff.
whether the green bean casserole is important or not.
It is.
That's how the rest of that goes, by the way.
but it is.
To stuff or not to stuff. That is the question. And whether the green bean casserole is essential or not.
It is essential. You have
Yeah.
to have one. One, not 5, Karen. One.
I don't know.
Nobody wants your no
But
salt
I
casserole.
I don't do that cooking, especially that cooking. Like I'd be afraid to.
Unsalted, unseasoned casserole.
I love making a Thanksgiving meal. Like just once a year, spending all day in the kitchen. I love it. But then on Christmas, just leave me out of any cooking.
I fear that if I ever attempted to do a Christmas, especially a turkey, like I feel that it would end up being like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That's how I think my turkey would turn out to be.
See, I have
all dried and busted. And
I have this thing where
Eating bark.
I do enjoy cooking, right? I enjoy cooking.
Yes.
But I don't cook as often as I used to. And when I do cook, I don't make a specific thing. I find ingredients and then I make something.
Gotcha.
And almost every time it's something delicious. And my wife's like, "Did you make a recipe?" And I say, "No."
Right.
But I can make it again if we have the ingredients. And she's like,
And then your recipes turn around to be like a pinch of this,
that's
a dash
exactly
of
what I
that,
do,
yeah.
a dollop of this.
I do a grandma recipe. That's what I do.
Wow.
What's a dollop?
Yeah, it needs 3 gullops of milk. Gullup.
That's exactly how I make food.
That's better than mine because like
Seasoned to taste. What?
yeah, no, mine was like for the Italian chicken. So everybody's asking me like, well, how do you know how to mix it? I'm like, I just do it until the color looks right. And if it's one of those that you just that's what I do. There's no, well, you have a 1/4 cup of this and a 1/3 cup. No. You dump this mixture in and you add this stuff. And when the color looks good, I stop.
So I did steak and eggs the other day. Did steak and eggs, and I have a skillet, a nice size, skillet, and we have the
griddle,
the cast iron, and all the rest. And so I make the steaks on the cast iron, and do all that, season it well, put those to the side, and I make the eggs in the same cast iron with the same stuff, with all the scrapings and everything in there. And so it changes the color of the eggs, obviously.
Yes.
I do the same thing with when I do bacon.
Right.
'Cause you get
you get the bacon grease, But I use the steak juices and the bottom and everything, like everything. And I made the eggs and did all. So the eggs were they were dark in color.
Yep.
My kids freaked out. They were like, "What the heck is this?"
What is this?
I said, "Don't say anything. Just try it first. Try it, and then tell me if you don't like it, and that's fine." But
Right.
really, it was literally steak and eggs, and then steak. That was the flavor content. Steak and
funny.
eggs.
Steak and
It
eggs.
was steak and eggs
And steak.
a steak, and that's It was delicious.
I can imagine. Again, that's what I do with bacon.
And did your kids all like it?
Yeah. The one that hates that hates pretty much everything was like,
She was like, fantastic.
She was like, ew, it looks like throw up. I was like, you better try it. She tries it and she eats it all in like 2 minutes. And I'm like, see, next time don't judge my food.
I'm still the type of guy though that I still save, like if I don't use it all, I save majority of the bacon grease and use it for later.
Yeah.
And cook stuff when I did cook.
So I don't have to save it because I always do like bacon.
I said when I cook. God.
When.
I always peeking around that corner.
I do the fry bread in the bacon grease.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I fry bread.
Oh God, this is worse now.
What?
No, she moved. Now she's just gonna forever stare.
Now she's gonna stare at you.
God.
Wow.
This is a great show.
This is why we need a studio.
So let's get another mic in there and have Shay come and sit down.
Yeah, right.
We're gonna have a little talk.
Have a convo. Have a convo with the Shay.
No, I don't need that.
Get a convo with the interns. Come here.
No.
Oh, we said we were gonna do that on the show.
One day.
that'd be so
Yeah, we're gonna
fun.
do it at
that.
one point.
I don't know if I can get my wife to get it on a microphone. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Mate,
I'm not saying in front of the camera. I'm saying on the microphone.
Yeah, we might could do it with no video. I'm just saying.
They totally have to.
Apparently, people did not know that you were a pastor, Kari.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why we bring her.
Legitimately trained. Have my Master of Divinity. I've been asked at weddings. There have been like parents who've asked me, "No,
Are you the pastor's wife?
you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, it's legit. They just think it's an out of the box sort of like."
They think it's like
printed-
mine.
Yeah.
Where I'm technically a reverend of like the Unity Church or whatever that crap is online.
Yeah. Right.
I'm registered enough to be able to do weddings.
Mm-hmm. But you have to pay for the little piece of paper
That's fine.
to get it sent to your house.
That's fine.
Unitarian.
Mm-hmm. And that's fine. It's a little extra gig I may start utilizing.
Hey, why not?
I'm just saying.
Only due to marriage.
Oh, that's a requirement,
It has to be.
whether they know it or not.
If you want him to officiate.
Like I
that's all
said,
you get.
I'm doing that when I go to officiate this wedding in April,
That's going to be awesome.
and I'm gonna love it because they don't know it's coming. I don't think they
Well,
might.
Maybe. So, okay. We should be praying for our people. We should be going through the conversations, and we should be making sure that we're not alienating our society and the rest of everybody who doesn't agree with us. Correct?
Right. Right.
That's how we should be moving forward, getting through all of this. But I've got to ask you a question.
Okay.
So,
Wait, is this going to be one of those like, oh, I'm just asking a simple question, but then it's like a total loaded, like crappy.
yeah, no,
Story.
this is a story.
You've
yeah,
been
it's
on
a
this
full
show.
Story.
You
know
know
what I
should know
do.
by now.
I know. I know.
You know what I do.
I also fall for my dad's stupid dad jokes. I know better than that. So, all right.
Well,
That's what makes it awesome,
Dad
though.
jokes are great, though. I mean, why wouldn't you fall for
You know,
them?
as being a dad, I would agree. Dad jokes are fun.
They're amazing.
They are.
That's just what they do.
Yeah.
Anyway,
My
so,
favorite, just a sidebar real quick, and then we'll stay on it. But my favorite one running around the house right now, because even the boys catch it in advance,
Yeah.
is, like one of them will be like, my such and such hurts. My finger hurts. My knee hurts. My stomach hurts. I'm like, your butt's going to hurt in a minute. And now it's to the point where especially my oldest will almost be able to be in jinx mode to say it with me. He hasn't caught it yet.
He's like a half second
He's
off.
getting there. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
getting there. He's like, I knew you were going to say that. And I'm like, well.
It's always my knee hurts, and I'm like, your high knee or your low knee? Which knee?
Dun 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 dun. Dad joke.
Hey. That's how we do
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Anyway,
My knees hurt. Oh.
All right. So
your question,
unity,
your loaded
love,
question.
My
Moving
loaded
forward.
Loaded. And by loaded, this is definitely a loaded question. So, President-elect Joe Biden has elected the Pennsylvania Health Secretary, Dr. Rachel Levine, to be the Health and Human Services Secretary, which is the first transgender person to be confirmed by the Senate
Yeah,
for Health and Human Services.
the dude that thinks he's a lady
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
the guy who can't get human anatomy square in his mind.
Is going to be the director of Health and Human Services.
And Human Services.
Pastor Kari, your thoughts?
I'm sorry, what? I can't. Oh, I'm going through.
You go. I'm sorry, y'all. She's going through a tunnel right now.
As you can tell by the scenery in her background.
She's You know what she's going to come up with? That's going to be your new background. Is just a
tunnel.
driving on a loop. Just have
Yes.
this screenplay in the back, and she just occasionally just sit here like this.
Perfect.
That'd be so good. That'd be awesome.
That's awesome. That may have to happen.
That would be
So-
funny.
It would be good.
She could stutter and like occasionally
so
pretend to
what-
freeze.
What's the question with this?
Your thoughts?
What do you think about it?
Oh,
What do you
Yeah.
have
My
to say?
thoughts?
It's open-ended. It's
Yes.
very
Wow.
open-ended.
This is how-
Unlike this person, it's very open-ended.
Oh no! This is how conversations
Wow.
start. So what do you think about it? This is why we bring you on to help keep us grounded.
Sure.
Either that or she's paying penance for something. I'm
That
not
might
sure
also
which.
Might also
It could be both.
Could be.
so
It's a mutually symbiotic relationship.
I don't know if it's symbiotic. It's,
Well, not symbiotic, but you know what I mean. Mutually beneficial.
yeah, maybe.
There you go.
There you go.
So I think that
We
I think
leech.
the first thing to back up, and this is where it's okay. We're not going to just immediately jump all over something,
Sure.
right?
Right.
So you have to back up and go, okay.
Nobody's gonna jump all over Rachel.
No.
just-
no.
Sorry.
The love child of Larry David and Howard Stern.
Yeah.
No. No. No.
He will not have to worry about that.
No. I don't think he's
So?
I don't think he's hitting it really well on, Plenty of Fish. Because there's not plenty out there.
You might be on
I thought that was a Christian dating site.
Farmers
the only thing I can think.
Singles or Single Farmers or whatever it is.
Grinder.
Oh.
Oh, cool. So, anyway, so we need to back it up a little bit and say, okay, so anyone who is seriously at war within him or herself, that they reject who they are as a person, like there's something deeper going on. So the first way to approach this is with empathy, not with, dude, you are messed up, but with empathy. And something very interesting. I don't have a lot of research on it at this point. And well, I mean, I haven't found a lot of research on it, but I have found some. And it looks like there is a very likely link between certain, and it's not that all people with autism are transgender or anything like that, but there have been several cases where very high functioning autistic people, they know they don't quite, or they feel they don't quite fit in. I don't want to say they don't fit in, but they don't feel like they are like other people.
Like something is off. Something just isn't right.
Yes. And especially if they've gone undiagnosed.
Mm-hmm.
But if there is something off, they don't feel like they fit right. Many of them, or many transgendered people, actually fall in the autism spectrum. And it is very interesting that there is, the I feel awkward in my skin, or I don't feel like I fit in. That's just puberty, right? I mean, we all do that in puberty. And then we also, there's just a community where you go online, like, why don't I fit in? Or I don't feel like I fit in. And it's jumped all over with, oh, well, that's because you're not actually a boy, or, oh, you're not actually a girl.
Yeah.
And so then you get kids diagnosing themselves and venturing down that road. And I shudder to think how far down the road, like it can go with governmental systems in place that are ready to open those doors back up wholly and completely and shut the doors to the parents out, right? I mean, if there are school systems that already will do pregnancy tests without parents' knowledge, they'll do, gender counseling without parents' knowledge. And I think that we're entering into a time of even more openness to that, like more openness to kids being able to do what they want without parental consent and without parental knowledge. So I think the first step is something is clearly wrong
Right. With this
internally
person.
with
Clearly.
this person.
Yeah.
Clearly.
With them.
Yes.
Yes. And I think this also, I think this is something where without throwing language around, and this is where it's hard because it's
Right? Because it's very easy to start
there
slipping
is
into that.
ridiculousness
Yeah.
in this.
Yes, because I have been the entire time you're talking, and I'm listening to you, but the entire time you're speaking, the only thing running through my brain
Right.
is is that not all transgenders are crazy.
But
All crazies are not, but that's what I'm saying, and that's not even accurate either. But
not all crazy people are transgender, but all transgender people are crazy.
Yeah, and that's not a very
Not necessarily true, but
It's
there
not-
is
yeah.
something
Not
wrong.
necessarily crazy, but there's something wrong.
But that's what I
something
mean.
wrong,
It was,
yes.
and I was coming from that angle that but that's not, again, that's not the right way to word it, because then there are people who are. I mean, look at somebody like Bruce Jenner. I don't know what his issue was. I don't know what made him feel like that. And obviously, for some weird reason, he's happy now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yep. I don't.
Do we know that?
No, it's touche.
Yeah.
It appears to be that way.
Because you think about like the suicide rate, the depression rate,
Yeah.
the amount of
Is-
medications and
is insane.
self-medication that happens in the transgender community and even in the gay community. There's a lot because and there's a lot of depression in it.
yes.
Yeah.
A lot of self-loathing in it. Mm-hmm. And
Self-hatred.
Well, and I think it's because I go back to my initial thing is it's a breakdown of the family. It's not because if parents are being parents, and I'm not saying forcing this on your child and blah blah blah. I'm talking literally being there for your child when they have questions, when something is awry. You're not there to guide them and help figure out what's going on.
Right.
Why is it that, my kid is acting like this? Because the same thing, we can take it out of the whole transgender argument and the whole
Sure,
thing.
right.
And we can talk and bring it over into,
let's do
serial
it-
killers or something like that.
Sure, yeah.
It's literally the same kind of a thing.
Right.
It's
Similar mindset.
as a
essence.
parent, are you there for your child? Are you, do they feel that they can talk to you? And I mean, it's a pain in the butt. We all struggle with it as parents, and I got that. But you can definitely point back to a lot of them don't have that structure of here's the line, here's why we don't do this. Now, if there's a reason why you're still doing this, then there's something going on and we need to figure out why, because it's not what's defining you. It's a byproduct. The root is something else.
Well-
and we need to find out what there is. But if you don't have that parent who cares enough to look, that kind of stuff could be, Asperger's or on the spectrum or anything like that's
Right,
being
yeah.
passed because the parent isn't taking that extra step to go, what's the real problem here?
Right. What's the actual piece that's causing
Yeah.
the thing? Because everything that we always deal with, especially as parents, we deal with the symptoms more than we deal with the actual problem.
Yeah, because
It's easier to treat
it's
the symptom.
easier to treat the symptom. And then we teach these kids that's what you do is you treat the system instead, or the symptom.
Symptom.
Thank you. Words are hard. You treat the symptom, and then that actual problem, the actual cause goes on forever. And then eventually, like a disease or a cancer, it grows and expands before you know it. It's taken over your whole life.
Now, before you're, so we're talking about symptoms, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. This same person, Levine,
Adam?
No,
Levine.
Levin and
Oh, so it's not the
Whatever.
same. Oh, I thought we moved
Rachel.
on. I thought we were singing about the or
Rachel.
talking about the lead singer
No,
for
we're
Maroon 5.
just
This guy
tangenting,
named-
but still on Rachel.
this guy named
Gotcha.
Rachel.
Gotcha. Every time I hear Levine, I think
Speaking
of
of-
Maroon 5.
Yeah, I know. I get
Sorry.
you. Or Avril.
I
yeah.
hadn't thought of that one.
Really? That didn't catch?
No. And that's
I
weird.
didn't go there either.
I know they're spelled differently, but still. Sounds
It's
the
enunciated
same.
the same.
Anyway, so speaking of diseases and catching and pushing it and all the rest of it, this guy named Rachel stoked a lot of outrage recently in the past, I don't know, year when we're dealing with the COVID symptoms and pandemic and everything.
Yeah.
After ordering nursing homes and long-term care facilities to accept COVID-19 positive residents.
So basically pushing for sick people.
Elderly people to go to the sick elderly people.
or to hang around unsick.
Yeah,
or,
to hang around the other elderly people
Yeah.
who probably have other issues, which is why they're in a nursing home, so that they can also get sick and die.
They're just spreading the love.
But she also pulled her own mother out of a nursing care facility
yeah.
because of the coronavirus.
So do as I say, not as I do.
Yes.
All
Pulled your own mother out, but made sure that everybody else's mom and dad died.
yeah, actually would be a perfect
Or at least
fit.
got sick.
Sounds like a perfect fit for
The Joe Biden administration.
the Joe Biden administration.
you're
Exactly what I was going to say. And for actually the current state of the government as it
That's
is.
true, yeah.
It's the whole government. It's not
Yeah.
even just the
Death
left and his
panels.
thing. Oh, yeah. No, it's all of them. All of them. And there I go again, including everybody. Most of them are very corrupt. Most of them are. I told you, I catch it. Most of them are
That's
very.
impressive because that seemed to make complete sense. So
Well,
I think that's the one absolute. You just go ahead and keep.
Yep.
well, I do too. But, to be fair. To be fair, there are some people in the government as a whole that aren't like that do try, that
Yes.
do the best that they can. You know what I mean? And so it's not fair to lump them all together in one thing.
Right.
We lead by example here.
It's an in general. This is what we find in government.
Yes.
Right.
It feels like all. It definitely feels like all, but it's not all. It's not
It's-
fair to say all because we,
Many
a lot,
Oh,
a lot,
all but
all but a few,
a grand majority, most.
a large portion,
Yeah. There
a swath.
you go.
a swath.
I was just
That's
thinking.
it.
I was just thinking of pulling out of the thesaurus. Like, a gaggle. I don't know.
That's a small gathering of geese. What are you talking about?
No, there's another. No, I want to say that there is a weird name.
That's
for,
also for women, a group of women.
no. And it's
That is
not-
actually true.
No, it is true.
Yeah.
No, but
I'm not.
not. That.
I'm not looking at you. I'm just pointing.
Oh, okay.
There's another one.
Not looking
There is
at
an
you, just
actual.
pointing.
No, there's actually a weird name like that for when Congress gets together. It's a group of politicians get
congressmen.
together.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be for business purposes, but there is an actual whatever they call the collective, and I can't remember what it is.
A group
Of politicians, I guess. I don't know.
politicians.
We got like 40 seconds, so we're just gonna Google stuff now.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Yeah,
Because
no.
we already have. There isn't.
Did you know a group of hedgehogs is called a pickle?
I didn't. That's cool though.
Yeah.
That's cool.
There you go.
Now you
A cabal.
Is that what that is?
Cabal, yes.
Oh.
A cabal of politicians.
Every time I hear cabal, I think of that guy from Mortal Kombat.
That's Cable.
No, Cable was a Marvel hero.
Oh, but that was with a K, right? Cabal? That cabal, that was with a K.
Yeah.
This is with a C.
Yeah, see, but I hear the word and you realize
Oh,
that was
really?
about
Cabal
to
is
be.
with a C? Mm-hmm. I would have put it with a K.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you have a cabal, which is a guy or a
Right.
person's name, and then you have a cabal, which is CABAL.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you realize that was about to be a really good skit, right?
Yeah, it could have been.
Because it would. Because it would. You mean cable? No, that's Marvel. No.
We did that the other day.
It could have been a tangent.
We did that the other day.
I know. Still, it was funny.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, wow. Another hour already in the books.
Yep. We have another hour coming up.
I'm excited.
gonna
Go
be
to
great.
doaeshow.com. Check out everything going over there. Become a defender with us. Go over to mojo50.com. See all the awesome things going on over there. Lots of new shows. Lots of things coming down the pipe. It is a new year. Lots of change.
You're going to love it.
You don't want to miss out.
That's right.
I promise you that. Follow us on all the social medias at DOA Show. We are live on Twitter right now. Be a part of the show. Drop something in there. We will probably read it. We'll try to find time to read it.
We'll be back in a few minutes. Right after this.
Talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves. Yeah, I got to go to the little girls' room.
Go. Really? That's what we're going to do?
That's a lot of coffee.
All right. We'll be right back, Gary.
That's all good.
Oh, God. That doesn't seem right. We both left you here. I'm sorry about that.
I'm sorry, what?
I said that didn't seem right. We both left you.
Oh, no, that's fine. Last time I left too. I just didn't need to this time.
I see. I do, but...
Oh, yeah. A group of baboons is called a congress. You have a congress of baboons.
Wait a minute, what are you being honest about? About what?
What are we doing?
No.
The cooking ones.
I don't know. I'm being...
Once,
twice, 3 times a lady.
Sorry.
And I love you. What?
None. But did you hear me? A group of baboons is called a congress.
You know what? Maybe that's what I was thinking.
Is that what you were trying to think
I think
of?
maybe I got that
Maybe.
backwards.
Yeah, that's probably it. Group of
We
baboons.
could call a group of Congress.
Baboons.
Yeah,
A group of politicians.
I think it totally works.
Well, I mean, I stick with the idea that even though politician is, 3 separate words or all put together and from 2 different languages, it technically is just, a group of many blood-sucking insects. So
It's good.
We try.
it's true. A titian is a blood-sucking insect.
I've never met a Titian.
Mortician?
Morticia.
Adams?
The Addams Family.
Da-da-da-da. Telling you.
I'm just thinking the same thing. We're so... I think we missed our call. You know what? I kind
I don't
of
think so. I think
No.
we're on it right now.
Well, I was gonna say, no, true. But I was wondering. I wonder if vaudeville still existed.
Oh,
would-
I'd do it.
I think we'd be a hit.
I'd do
Well,
it.
bring it back.
I know.
I don't
We
know
could do
how.
vaudeville. Oh, we can make video vaudeville.
That would be fun.
Good.
That would be awesome.
It'd be so good.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
Hello, my ragtime gal. All right. I'm going silent because we're about to hit the line.
The line.
The line.
The line we
The
do
line.
not cross.
Don't cross the line.
I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, barely breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Thought I was 6 feet under.
Oh, this makes my head hurt.
What does?
What?
What?
So I'm flipping through notifications on the phone like a moron.
Because you shouldn't do that during the show.
Well, we were technically coming
know,
back
we were
from
on
break,
break, yeah.
and so I could
Still, you shouldn't do that.
do that. And Apple's news top stories. The U.S. has surpassed 400,000 COVID-19 deaths, nearly 1 year after the nation's first confirmed case.
It's 1 year.
It's 1 year, and 2, those numbers are not accurate.
They're completely inaccurate. They counted almost every death that was of an illness and some that were of gunshot wounds as COVID because they were getting money. The hospitals got money for everything that they counted as COVID.
Well, and I mean, it's not to say that the people didn't have it, because it is possible that they had it or was the whole asymptomatic or
But
whatever.
COVID wasn't the reason they
But
died.
that's what I'm saying. COVID wasn't the reason they died. So you can't count their death as part of that number. That's a crock. And
He
I hate
had
that.
cancer and died.
But he had COVID.
No, the funny one is the gunshots.
Yeah, the gunshot wounds. Yeah. Died of a gunshot wound.
He was
And
shot in the
COVID.
back of the head 3 times, but he had COVID. He was
So he's
asymptomatic,
dead,
so
obviously.
it was COVID that killed him.
Obviously, the COVID killed him.
Well, it has to be if you think about it.
Right.
Because why else would they had not? Why else wouldn't our beloved governor put a curfew?
Right.
Because between the hours of 10 p.m. and 5 a.m., COVID rides around and up and down the streets looking for anyone that it may attack.
I know.
And I'm just saying,
I know.
that's why.
COVID will shoot you in the back of the head
It
3
will.
times.
It will. Mm-hmm. Daggone it.
Don't you know, Carrie?
Yeah, Carrie, you met COVID. You know.
And
you
sorry.
see the effects of it is messed
Still
up her motor
there.
skills. No,
It's the COVID. Absolutely. Coming back.
I was just.
Did you see the story? I think it was in Great Britain where a woman and her husband wanted to go outside, but they have a curfew, and so she walked him like a dog.
No.
And,
Are you serious?
And he identified as a dog,
So
but
they
they still got fined.
Yeah. Sorry. It didn't work. Didn't quite work. Good try.
No.
Good try.
I can't remember if it was Great Britain or if it was Canada.
Tomato,
Either way.
tomato. It's the same
Yeah,
either
it's
way.
fine.
No, but you know what?
August.
It wasn't America,
I was just thinking.
but it makes sense if it was
Yeah.
too.
You realize you have a really awesome out card now. From now on. Carrie, no,
COVID.
this just dawned on me.
Yeah.
Carrie, you have an amazing out card now. If anything
everything.
if anything goes wrong, if
COVID.
you
COVID.
mess up anything, you'd be like, it's the residual side effects of having COVID. You could do this until the day you die.
Oh,
I did
lucky.
not realize that until now.
look at you. You've got an out for
I
everything.
am going to start really taking advantage of this.
Exactly.
I forgot this today. Crap. The COVID got me again.
Dick on COVID
Dang
is
it.
just messing with my head.
It's terrible how this happens.
I used to remember a lot of things, and now I just can't remember.
It just doesn't work the same.
What are we talking about?
Huh?
Like that? That's how you play it off.
Oh, you know what I want to talk about?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Shoot, I hate it when you lead things with this. What?
I know. Again, it's that open-ended.
Yeah. Yeah. Well.
It's a setup, and the problem with it is, it's not even a good one.
It's not a good one at all. Still,
It's like
Joe
walking.
Biden once again.
No, hold on.
It's
When
like walking
Steven
your
does this, no.
It's like walking your husband as a dog down the street.
No, what Steven does is like Steven walking somebody to the edge of a giant ravine, and he has his hand on your back, and not like the small of your back, but the dead, right between
Center,
his shoulder
yeah.
blades, and you feel the pressure. It's like, hey, look, isn't that pretty? Like that's
Show you a pretty scenery.
exactly.
But I'm
Hey,
also
look at the
telling.
blade.
I'm
Yeah.
also telling you. By the way, we're heading to a cliff.
Yeah, the whole time he's telling you
Isn't
this.
it really nice out here? Jeez, it looks amazing.
And you feel like fighting it, but at the same time, you're like, I don't know. I heard it's really pretty.
It's very pretty.
Well, let's see. Let's see what it's got to offer.
Fine, we'll jump off. Whatever.
And you can't tell as you're plummeting, have you been pushed or did you jump? And you
I
can't-
don't quite know.
It feels the same. His hand was on your back the whole way down.
Yeah, he's not with you, but
Tomato,
it's fine.
tomato. We don't know. Anyway, I'm sorry.
So leading the
Let's
way.
plan this.
President-elect Joe Biden plans to introduce amnesty for at least 11 million people living in the United States illegally currently as a path to citizenship on his very first day.
Oh, good. That's good.
Have you seen the crowds fighting to get up here?
Oh, yeah. We talked about that yesterday.
Yeah.
The Biden administration told them to stay home.
To wait.
To wait and stay home because
Now-
they can't deal with it right now.
Now we know officially why he said to wait, because he's got to clear these 11 million first, and why he says at least.
At least.
They're going to clear these guys first, then open up the floodgates and let those 8,000, 10,000, whatever it is come in, and then he's going to make them
Keep coming
legal
in.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's just going to be a literal open
Open
pipeline.
borders. Yeah, straight open borders.
I'm excited about tomorrow. How about you?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Anyway. Under the legislation, those living in the U.S. as of Jan 1, 2021, without legal status would have a 5-year path to temporary legal status or green card if they pass background checks, pay taxes, and fulfill other basic requirements. From there, it is a 3-year path to naturalization if they decide to pursue citizenship. That is not exactly the immigration reform that
Anybody wanted?
anybody wanted.
No.
Like, it is really hard for people to actually get in here legally. And I mean, I'm not against clearing a background check. I'm not against paying taxes and blah, blah, blah. But
do you think that people are going to do that? I mean, there's no repercussion. There's no incentive to do that, honestly.
no, you're right. I mean, why? Because it makes me feel bad for the people who have been trying to get citizenship for upwards, 20 years or more.
Yeah.
Tens of thousands.
Legally.
Yeah, tens of thousands of dollars in fees and lawyers
If
and
you
Staying in
can
their own country
live
still.
somewhere and not have to pay taxes and get schooling for free and medical care
Healthcare.
for free and work hard for your living, that's fine, but you didn't have to
No taxes.
do the taxes and you got all this other stuff free. And there was no real repercussion. There was no real consequence for just kind of skirting by under the radar. Why would you put yourself on the radar?
Well, that's actually kind of the question that's being brought up now. It's like, okay, well, what if they don't want to pursue citizenship?
Right.
What are they going to do? Yeah, they're just going to hang out. They're going to do exactly what they have been doing. There is no legal ramification for not following this order.
Yeah, because the only incentive, period, out of the entire thing of doing this is the possibility of the Democrats and the left getting extra votes because, look, we care about everyone and we've proved it.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's the only incentive for anybody. You're right. Like, I don't know. I've never lived in this situation. I have heard of it. I've never lived in it. I've never lived in a situation where, 3 or 4 families are here illegally. They're obviously not paying taxes.
Right.
They through
Or they're using a fake
yeah.
Social Security number.
Yeah. And then through, anchor babies and things of that nature, the incentives and the programs that we have out there, they started taking advantage of the system. Again, my part is the living with 3 or 4 families. Maybe they don't care. Maybe they're used to that kind of stuff as a culture. But for me, it's like I couldn't do that. But look at the money. Look at the programs, all the stuff you're getting, and then you're going to give that up to pay taxes and lose all of that stuff?
And start actually having to be a citizen? Why would you do that?
Yeah, there's going to be a really big portion of them that are not going to go along with this because everybody's been arguing there's more than 11 million illegal immigrants in this country. That's the argument.
There's much more.
So they probably are counting that 11 million is probably of the 70 million or whatever they say it is here that it will actually go, you know what? That's a good idea. Let me be a citizen.
No.
Or the ones that through the brainwashing of schools and everything else have been able to convince these kids that, hey, you're here now and you should be a citizen and blah, blah, blah. And they've got them thinking in their line of thinking. And so they will get the vote later on.
Okay.
That's all it is,
So
I think.
Let me apply this here to you. Adam W. Johnson says 3 words, 2 if you're Biden. Mandatory military service.
Oh, I agree with that. I agree with that. A full single term, 4-year minimum.
Like
Or your-
Israel
Any
does?
branch you want to.
Choose a branch, any branch. And you have to completely
You have to, you have to
completely say, given your citizenship for whatever country that you're in.
Yeah, that's another one too.
You have to completely give that up.
Yeah, you renounce it. Yep.
Completely renounce it. Fully say, I'm an American. That's it.
And you have to get out when you get out of the military, you have to get out with an honorable discharge.
Honorable.
Anything other than, there might be some exceptions for medical.
Right.
Okay.
Sure.
But
Medical or honorable?
yeah, medical or honorable as a whole. And that's it. 4-year minimum, period. That's the way I figure it.
I wouldn't mind that.
I
That'd
wouldn't
be
either.
fine.
The military would always be stocked. It would always be full.
Plus, they'd be able to get college and all the rest of it.
There would, there are a lot of benefits
There
for
are
veterans.
huge amounts of benefits for vets out there, and if you become a vet, if you become a military service to get citizenship, who would complain about that?
Well, I was gonna say what
Yeah.
What's a better way to prove that you want
Thank
to be
you.
a
That's what I was getting ready
citizen
to
than
say.
to protect the country that you're coming into?
Yeah,
Right.
that you're willing to die for that.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly what that. I like that idea. I think it's great.
Yes.
Should do it.
Full support.
I think that is smart.
Full marks, buddy. Full marks.
Because
At first blush, at least.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, and I mean,
Obviously, there's going to be, it's going to be slightly faulty, but it does make sense.
well, and there's a lot of other things that need to be done too. Like we need to have something set up in place where the ones that get sent back need to be documented somehow. So if they make an attempt to come back, something
don't.
is flagged and something is like,
they
oh,
can't.
hold on, yeah, exactly, and they're caught.
Yeah.
Because if you're getting sent back, that's part of the thing too. Do you realize, like, and I don't have the dollar value in front of me, but I know it's insane. The amount of money that we spend sending people back to their home country who come here illegally,
A lot.
a lot. And they
I'm
get,
surprised that we send people back.
I heard a comedian say that, what we should do is just send them to a completely different country.
Send them to a completely different country.
Completely different country.
Like,
They
Chappelle?
came from Mexico.
It
We're
might
gonna
have been
send 'em-
Chappelle.
We're going to send them to Africa.
Yeah, you turn around, you get a guy come over from Honduras, send him to the Philippines.
Yep.
I mean, that would be funny.
Cost of deportations is $124.1 billion.
Oh,
That was
That was fiscal year 2016.
Ugh,
That was the last time they got the numbers, 2016
that's a
fiscal year.
lot of money.
So think about that, and then think about when they actually do it in the past 4 years. It's a lot more.
That's insane.
wow.
That's incredible. But but that's one of the things we do. And if we're gonna try and work on a budget,
Might as well make that work.
well, tell me why we can't cut things like that. Why
Yeah.
are we sending them back?
Yeah.
Another thing we could start doing is charging the countries they come from.
Oh, we could. We could charge them fees.
Be like, hey, we have your guy here. We're not keeping him.
We're sending him back.
He's
and we're
breaking the
charging,
law. Yeah,
we're billing you for
yeah.
it.
You're taking the bill now, because then that would then require those countries to be like, hey, hold on.
Think about how many people from Mexico, or from, like, if you pass the border from Mexico and you go through Mexico, but these people are from another country, but Mexico
Like
allowed
Honduras,
you to
that's where
walk.
I'm-
Yeah, Mexico allowed you to walk through their border. Now I'm getting a bill from Mexico and
From Honduras. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Then Mexico will be like, well, wait a minute. I'm not paying for you to go walking through here to try and get something for free.
Exactly.
I love that idea.
That's a great idea. That should be that is a great idea for look, every country. You have illegal immigrants that come to our country, or you have people that are trying to get here and they can't get here under legal settings. Guess what? Anyone that gets through that we send back, we're charging you and every country they pass through.
That'll make them work together.
A little bit more.
At least a little bit, yeah. There'd be a little bit of an incentive to go, hey,
Yeah, you're going to America, right? Or just go ahead.
that caravan that's on its way, that wouldn't happen.
They were allowed to pass through the southern border
Right.
of Mexico just because they said they were going to America.
Yep.
No,
No.
I'm sorry. Whatever country that you get to that's next, that country has to take you.
Every one of them that you touch on the way.
Yep. Every country you touch on the way, we charge.
But don't you think that the whole charging and money, I mean, money doesn't even, it's not even, it's not real.
It's not real. You're right.
No,
Money
it's
isn't
not.
real,
It's
but
not.
it does affect everybody.
Yeah, it's an artificial construct.
It is something
and
that affects everybody. It's a value system that you put on people.
So if I say, well, you crossed through my backyard, neighbor, and so now you're going to have to pay me, they can say,
Go
no,
pound sand. Yeah.
and it's not going to go anywhere.
That's why we have
And
fences.
I can try to take them to court, and it's going to cost me more money to try to take them to court.
Sure, but that's why we have fences.
And no trespassing signs. And dogs and guns and barbed wire, landmines. I don't know.
That's why we have things to dissuade people from doing
Deter,
those things.
yeah.
We want to make sure that we have deterrence in place. But
Right.
if you do not follow the deterrence, here is the law. We are charging you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and again, the money side of it is ultimately is just from where I'm sitting, and I don't know where you're going with it, but for me, the money side, what is it? I mean, we're spending that money, taxpayer dollars are spending to send these people back.
Yes.
So all the charging,
We're just trying to recoup.
Yeah, that's all we're doing
Right.
is to make it flush. Now, if you turn, obviously, if somebody comes from Honduras or Venezuela or, even further south, obviously there's, 2 and 3 and 4 countries that you're going to be hitting the bill for all at the same solid price. But at least at that point,
One of them's going to pay.
one of them is going to pay, and all the rest of them will be like,
We didn't let them through. What are you talking about?
yeah.
They snuck across.
And they're going to
ours.
start locking down their stuff too.
Yeah.
I'm
It's an additional deterrent. And the way that we're seeing it now, so yes, currently as it sits, the laws have it stated that you can't say that to your neighbor. But what we're saying is this would be a law put in place
Wait a minute, we can't say
Right.
what to our neighbor?
that we charge them for passing through our backyard.
That's what the whole no trespassing, beware of dog,
Yeah. But I'm saying we can't charge them money.
He's saying on the
We can't charge them a fee for passing through our yard, which technically, yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
You can
It is
actually
my
put-
property.
You can put a sign up on your property. It says, "If you're caught, I will be fining you this amount and send a bill."
Yeah.
And if you have that sign up, technically, legally, you could go to that sign, find the thing, and if you know who that person is, you can send them a bill.
Yeah. And then if they don't pay it, you can take them to small claims court and actually have a good chance of winning.
And the small claims, you don't have to have a lawyer. It's just a court case,
Yeah.
which doesn't take but a day's worth of your time. And you might as well if you're going to be petty about it like that.
But I am that petty.
Yes.
I am very much that petty
Right.
because it's either that or, like I said, I have, would have dogs.
Dylan's
and,
like, we're going to make a sign.
yeah, it's-
The pettiness.
I'm renting currently now, but when I buy my house, I'm going to make it as unappealing as humanly possible. Fences and animals and
I'm not saying my curb appeal outside is anything great, and I think that's actually helped me in the long run.
in the long run, yeah, absolutely.
Like in my current situation, that's helped.
Yeah, because they tried to gentrify this whole area and it's not working.
It didn't really work out so well. So my curb
Oh,
appeal,
wow.
my curb appeal outside is meh, but it actually works for us because it keeps my entire family safe. Because who wants to come to a house that looks like meh?
Yeah.
Looks like meh on the outside. Perfect.
Hey, you want to stop there?
Yeah.
They ain't got nothing.
But I saw a box on the thing. Yeah, it's probably just like cat food or something. I don't. It's nothing expensive, obviously.
No, it's probably drugs and part of the cartel.
Just like everybody else around here.
Do you like your head attached to your shoulders?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I don't know. I have no problems with people who want to come here and be a part of it. What I'm not a fan of is the incentives. And going back to what we were talking about before about finding the root. The root of the problem is not that they keep coming here. It's not how we handle how they come here. The root of the problem is that we keep incentivizing them to come here. and to do it the wrong way.
Right.
Because why else? And we touched on this yesterday. But why else? Why is it that these people coming from Honduras are not stopping and staying in Mexico, going, "I love the beaches here"?
Because Mexico is almost as bad.
Yeah, they don't have jobs. They don't take kindly to people just squatting on their land and coming in illegally. They're not a fan, and they make sure you know about it.
Yep.
Right.
And so that's the root problem. But nobody wants to address that because then it goes back to, well, you just hate people. Mm-hmm. You don't care about families.
Right.
And that, again, full circle. That goes back to the language and
how you say things.
I think that also, I think it also comes down to, like, there's a difference. I was talking with someone about this not too long ago. There's a difference between saying, okay, we need to address immigration issues or problems. We need to make sure that we have things in place, and to look at it as the bigger picture problem. There's that, and then there's the person who has 2 small children with her, clearly struggling, and asks if you can buy her a loaf of bread.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I
We're
can.
not going to
Not a
lecture
problem.
her on, well, how dare you be in this country and no. Okay. So I'm going to feed this person. I'm going to
Yes.
help this
Yes.
individual in this situation. Meanwhile, also wanting to address and work through the governmental aspect. Like,
Right.
how did she come to be here destitute
Yeah.
in the first place?
Yeah. Well, as from person to person, yes. Obviously, I'm going to give you food. I'm going to give you shelter.
Right.
I'm going to find, make sure that you're healthy. But
And that's where
legally,
they can go into the hospital and get treatment because
right. But legally,
Do
we
no
need
harm.
to get you out of this country because you don't belong here.
But that also goes back to, we talked about this yesterday. Part of it is you have to take everything in context and in an individual basis.
Yes.
You can't just broad stroke a group of people. No matter what, you can't go, all these people are coming from the southern countries, and so they're all destituted countries, so they all must be refugees. Not necessarily.
Joe Biden really likes a broad stroke.
He does, especially the broad part. It's one of those things where you have to, and that's what makes it so difficult. I know. It's what makes it so difficult because when you start dealing with 11 million, when you start dealing with tens of thousands, it's hard to take time to go, okay, what is your situation? And be in context and be objective and take each one individually. That takes forever and it's difficult, but that's kind of the right thing to do.
Yep.
Because then you can go, I'm sorry, ma'am, you're a single parent and you are in a bad situation. Let's see what we can do to help you. Here's programs, blah,
Right.
blah, blah. Oh, sir, you're here with a child that you don't have identification for, and
Obviously doesn't look like you.
yeah, this
Right.
yeah, you're from Honduras, but your name is Quan. I'm sensing this is not you. Like, and you can do the right thing, but
Right.
nobody wants to do that hard because it's hard work.
It's
It is
difficult.
hard work.
And so it's just easier to, again,
It's
lump
uncomfortable.
everything. It is. But like the whole running theme of tonight, it's so much easier to just lump people into one thing and
Right.
shoot them down out the way as fast as you possibly can. And we'll deal with the consequences of everything afterwards because there can't be that many bad apples, right?
Right.
But one bad apple will ruin the entire barrel.
Part of it also that you just made me think of is with that lumping everyone, we also numb ourselves.
Yep.
Whether to the benefit or to the detriment, we numb ourselves from the reality of situations, the reality of, it's like very, so I'll use myself as an example here.
Sure, yeah.
It's really easy for me to say, these numbers, it's just not even real. Like, it's not real money. So I can just kind of, okay, it just doesn't even matter.
Yep. It's all just digits. It doesn't matter.
Right.
That's why
But-
Dave Ramsey tells you to use cash.
All the time because cash
I
hurts.
do use cash.
Cash hurts.
It does.
Using cash hurts.
A lot.
Yeah. Unless you're completely desensitized. By the way, go to mojo50.com. That's mojo50.com. That is the radio station that we belong to. It is also a big place where you can get a ton of stuff, whether it's other radio shows, personalities, etc., or you just want to get some gear. Go to mojo50.com and you'll find it there. See you on the other side. Slug over there. My father, my father's slug. Yeah, you need a moat with piranha. So,
Did I ever tell you what my idea would be?
well, hold on. So piranha are actually they're skittish.
They are.
They're very skittish,
Yeah.
and they don't attack unless you're actually bleeding. Like they have to actually have the blood in the water for them to really attack you.
Yeah.
So then you have something like, the tire treads where it's like, don't back up or your tires will pop. Well,
Yeah.
you put something like that, like before the moat. So
Or
then
barbed wire.
you stub
Right.
a toe or something and,
Or you do the barbed wire around the moat, or you make sure that like if they have to go into the moat, that there's spikes at the bottom.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you what my idea would have been? Now,
Little ones that actually like get just straight into your
like
foot,
sticking out
That's
a
awful.
tack,
like
I know.
nails, like
Little tacks.
2-inch nails.
a 40 penny nail.
Oh, they go quick in.
Yeah, they do.
okay. What's your idea?
Anyway, my idea back in the day, this is before I really put a lot of thought of it, and I still kind of like the idea.
Yeah.
But it does make us very isolationists,
Yeah.
and I'm not
Sure.
about that per se.
Maybe.
But my idea is what you do is we take and from
Quick.
I know from about 40 feet from the wall or from the line, you plant landmines
In the front?
across on our side, and then about 10 feet past that, you build a wall with snipers and dogs. And if you can make it past that,
a smaller wall.
yeah.
You deserve to be here.
Yeah.
Oh no, then you do the military service, and then you deserve to be
There
here.
you go. All right, we're coming back.
This is Defenders Live.
I think it's a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little extreme,
It is a bit extreme.
A
but
wee bit.
it would work though.
It would work, but
Like,
it is very extreme.
It's kind of like, American Ninja Warrior meets
It's the Mexican Ninja Warrior is what this is.
something like that. Yeah.
Meets the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
pretty
there
much.
you go.
Pretty much, yeah. You have a big wall, and if you make it over there's a landmine field. And
No,
if
no, no. The landmine's on this side.
Yeah, if you make it over the first wall, there's a landmine.
No, no,
field.
no, no, no. You misunderstood it. Okay, no. There's no wall.
Okay.
The
first wall is the landmine.
from the border line.
Oh.
So here's the border line.
Yeah, okay.
Here's Mexico.
Yeah.
Here's us.
Yeah.
There's a little path like this. And in this little bitty stretch right here is landmines. Then just past that is the wall.
Right, but it's wide enough to where you can't just jump over it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a wide enough stretch.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It's like the Running Man meets
Meets border crossing. Meets Frogger.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's a bit extreme.
It is very extreme and very expensive.
I wonder if they'd start pole vaulting.
No, it would be too far out of it. And the reason I got that idea was because I was watching
Slingshots.
I was watching Bad Boys.
Yeah.
And there was that stretch where they were at Gitmo, and they're on the outside of the perimeter, and it was nothing but landmines and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
What is Bad Boys?
Will Smith and
the movie Bad
Martin
Boys.
Lawrence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Just thinking. It made me giggle.
Welcome
Anyway,
back, everybody.
Yeah. This is a good show.
Defenders Live,
It's fun
DOAshow.com, DOAshow.com. We got a bunch of people on Twitters and conversations back and forth. What?
James over on Twitter. First off, at Dylan Lyles is an immigration sadist.
Yes. Second.
Yes.
Second, he seconds my idea.
It's not a good idea.
That would make you
Also a
James
sadist.
a immigration sadist as well.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. So being a Christian, I got a question for you. I laugh afterwards.
I don't know. I
scenery.
feel like
I didn't say it. I didn't say it. Okay.
okay. No, I got this. Let me do this one. I have a great idea.
Okay, you go ahead.
I have how I'm going to present
All right.
this.
Okay. mhm.
Okay.
All right. All right.
So I'm going to pose this question to you, Kari.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
As a pastor, okay, you are speaking to someone who professes to be of the Christian faith.
Yes.
You would automatically assume then that they adhere to the tenets generally of the Bible and of Christianity. You know, you basically
You would hope.
they at least strive to be more like Christ. You know,
They may not be perfect, but they're
Yeah.
working on it.
Okay.
right? I mean, you would.
I would. Well,
Is that
I mean,
that's
so-
fair to say, right?
theologically? I have to say, well, none of us can strive to be like Christ, but it's the Holy Spirit in us that transforms us and makes us more in His image. So I just
Yes.
have to, theologically.
Yeah, of course.
Striving to be better.
And that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I
Gotcha.
mean. You would.
Okay,
you
so
would.
if someone tells me they are a Christian, I believe that they, ascribe to the basic beliefs and tenets of
Yeah,
God's work.
that
yes.
they're pursuing not a sinless perfection, but a sinless direction.
right.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
So
Now we got that set.
Now that we're in that vein,
Yep.
if
We're here.
a Connecticut model who claims to be a Christian
Yep.
says her faith won't interfere with her taking her clothes off for anonymous strangers on the internet. The model, who is 22 years old, reportedly rakes in $200,000 a month selling photos of herself in which she takes off her clothing.
Good night.
She also has an Instagram page that has more than 2.4 million followers.
Well, if you're going to be a chick and get naked, you're going to get a lot of people
It's
watching.
true. You are, especially on Instagram.
So
That's true.
you don't have a problem with that, do you, Kari?
Is that a problem? Is that an issue?
Is there an issue with that? I mean, she's not letting her faith
Dictate.
dictate her
Well,
employment
right.
status.
She's not. She's not letting her face anything.
That has nothing to do with her faith.
She's like, being more like Christ, $200,000 a month. Which one can I
Yeah.
hold in my hand?
That's sad. I feel sad for this girl. 22. She's young and
Yep.
Yeah.
Heartache to heartache.
How much do you want to bet, though, that by the time, well, I can't say that. What do you want to think that the odds are? God, that still doesn't work out either.
No.
I'm convinced, let's put it that way, that once she gets a little bit older in age and time has taken its course on the human body,
Maybe.
and there will be a point where she will have to
200
she will reevaluate her life, her career
$200,000
path.
a month. I'm saying $200,000.
No, I got that. So
She could retire before that happens.
No, I got that. I got that. But that's what I'm saying. I have a feeling that once she gets ready to retire from her career in about 5 years or less,
Right.
That she will then suddenly go, you know what? My faith is more important and I need to get out of it. And it will, and I have a bad feeling it will not be from an actual conviction of doing it the right way. It'll be, well, I'm out of options, so now I can be a better Christian. Is that bad to assume? Is that bad to
That is
assume?
bad to assume, yes.
So our senior pastor's devotion this week was so good, and he talked about in James, when James says, "Let's not be hearers of the word, but doers." Right? Okay. And the Greek word for hearers is like auditors. So let's not just audit the word. And you can go to church and hear it. And
Justify
or
it.
so like if you go to audit a class, you go to the lectures, you take part in the discussions, you don't have to do any of the work,
Right.
and you don't get any of the credit for the class. So she's obviously a very immature
Yeah.
young lady,
Sure.
very, very immature
Mentally, spiritually.
in her faith. Yes.
Obviously not in... Anyway.
And that's not a judgment on like
That's discernment. That's not judgment. That's
Right.
We look at it and say, you know, the facts are there. The facts of life, one might say.
Facts of life.
Yeah, because everyone's talking about
The facts of life.
I love that theme song.
The ins and outs and ups and downs. The facts of life.
Yeah.
So I think she's showing herself to be very immature across the board. And it's sad. I feel sad for her. And it also is really irritating to me because it's...
Well, continuing on, the young woman began her career as a staffer.
more.
Yeah, as a staffer at a private Christian daycare. She continues saying, I actually love my job. I really enjoy working with the children.
So she still works.
No, she did. She started all of this while working with children at a Christian daycare.
Yep.
Now, I
She
would have,
left-
if I were director of that, I would have to excuse her.
Yeah, she left because her online presence became...
It took off, as she said.
It took over her life.
Yeah,
Obviously.
she started realizing how much money she was making and things were coming in, and she stepped away after the monies.
Yeah. Apparently, it only took a summer.
Yeah. Just a summer. Because we know what you did last summer.
Yep. Obviously, we know what she did last summer. She started an OnlyFans page.
At least someone was successful during COVID. Too soon? Sorry. I'm just saying that it's nice to hear a positive story of someone being successful during this
COVID,
pandemic.
yeah,
Yes.
right?
Everyone else is like, can't have two pennies to rub together, but this lady.
Well, I mean, you were saying that, this stuff gives you a bad feeling. Obviously, it gives a lot of guys feelings, but that's what they pay for.
Yeah. And her reasoning, here she goes. Quote, you're going to love this, Carrie.
So
You're
good.
Gonna love this.
So good.
Quote, God will love you no matter what. That's what I was taught in my household, school, and church, and I pray every single night. I pray for whatever I feel I need to that day, and I pray for my family, my fans, and myself. End quote.
She sounds like a twit. Just
A twit, you say?
a twit. Yes, she's a twit.
She continues on saying, my religion has never interfered or stopped me from doing anything I've wanted to do.
See, there's
What religion is she?
Christian says.
it says
supposedly.
Christian.
It just-
It doesn't.
just-
It doesn't.
Very laid back Christian.
Yeah, her family is very laid back Christian. Here's my thing: is the problem with it is again, words matter.
Yeah.
Words matter. It's if you have religion,
Yeah.
then you're.
You don't have faith.
Well, I was gonna say religion and relationship are two very different things.
Yeah.
And of course, your religion is never going to interfere with anything because your religion is nothing.
Yeah.
Your religion arguably can be designed as an artificial construct as I it could
a-
be whatever you want it to be because there's nothing holding you to it.
It's basically a statement.
It is. However,
Well,
a relationship.
I wouldn't get. I mean,
Well, and I know I'm being broad.
it starts to
I know.
get pharisaical. Just because if I talk about my religion, part of my religion and part of my religious practice is having that relationship with God and
Yes.
growing in that.
Yeah.
So, and also people try to use that as an excuse to not church
Yes.
or to not practice their faith is, well, I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
They use religion as the way of practicing your faith
Or
instead of
a way to justify things
yeah.
for themselves. Like, and that's what I'm talking about. Like,
Right.
This woman would consider herself spiritual, but not religious.
yeah.
Right.
And again, I understand my comment a second ago about religion is a very broad stroking, all encompassing thing. I got that. I got that.
Yeah.
But in general, the problem with religion, everybody looks at it as a checklist. See that, and that's what I'm trying to get at is they're looking at.
But even if she were looking at this as a checklist, she has missed a lot.
A
Of her
lot.
check
No,
marks.
you're right. But that goes into a whole nother step.
Yeah.
And now it's not just because how can you sit there and say, and the same thing applies to whether they're, you say you're a Christian, but you believe in abortion or anything like that is you can't. I'm trying to think of the best way to describe this is you can't say that you're a baseball player if you don't follow the rules of baseball. If you go out to hit the ball with a tennis racket, if you run the bases backwards, if you cheat and do all that, like you're not a ball player at that point. You know what I mean? Like, and I know it's a very loose and stupid kind of analogy, but the concept is still there. You can't say that you're a Christian if you're not going to follow or attempt through the Holy Spirit to follow what it says to do. And I'm pretty sure it says things of like, don't be a stumbling block for other people, that the marriage bed and is holy. There are all these, lust is bad. All of these things are in there and you can't cherry pick. Now, I'm not saying we're not going to fail and we're not going to have issues and we're not going to have problems because we all do.
Yep. We all have problems.
And until we're on the other side of eternity, we're going to have problems and we're going to have struggles. But there's a difference between, again, it's a difference between sinless perfection, which we can never attain, and a sinless direction. And this lady is not on a sinless direction. She's not even on a sinless direction because by not letting it interfere in that way, she's not acknowledging everything that has to do with lust in the Bible.
Everything.
Well, and I think that's the thing is that when it comes down to it, we each are invited and called to wrestle with God's word.
Yeah.
And it really sucks when you are smacked in the face with God's word, but you can't argue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was, and I use this, I tell people this one, a lot of times, and it's a total like, well, I suck sort of moment. But I was reading, and this is a few years ago when I was reading, and I was just so mad at someone. And it was not my husband. But I was so mad at someone. And I ran into, I was reading the Bible and I read 1 John chapter 3, verse 15, where it says, anyone who hates a brother is a murderer. It does not abide in me. And I went, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Dang it.
You hate your brother for no reason.
I was a murderer.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are the same as a murderer.
And I was convicted hard, and I hated being convicted. But at the same time, it was such a gift to wrestle with God's word, because in wrestling with that, I also was reading Psalm 51, and it's David's confession when he had an affair and he arranged a murder and he was doing a cover up. And then this is his confession. And my favorite verse in scripture is Psalm 51, verse 10, create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me, because it's in an imperative. So it's David demanding in his prayer or saying, do this, but knowing that God will.
Yep.
And knowing that he's not going to do it on his own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that is only through God that we can have a new and right spirit. And so the blessing of being able to wrestle with God's word is truly remarkable. And it stinks when we're called into repentance, when we are, convicted. But at the same time, that is out of God's love and mercy. Scripture also says that he, oh my gosh, COVID.
See, isn't it great? You're welcome.
That he reprimands. And, and in order to, or reprimands those he loves. So we do get reprimanded by the Lord. We get convicted. We get called to repentance.
Yep. And it's crazy.
And in that repentance, we're also assured forgiveness.
Right. Right. And in repentance and changing your ways, all things that have to happen. But I'll tell you what, the car thief was also upset after finding a victim's child in the car that she had just stolen. He had just stolen.
He's
So
upset.
he drove back
I didn't
to
bargain for
scold
this.
the woman and threatened to call the cops on her.
Because she left her kid in the car?
Yes.
Yeah.
He
And he stole it.
He stole
Yeah.
the car.
Yeah. I was stealing a car. I wanted Grand Theft Auto, not kidnapping.
Right. Beaverton Police spokesman Officer Matt Henderson told CNN that the thief threatened to call the police on the woman for leaving her 4-year-old son unattended in the back seat. Quote, he hopped in the car, drove it, and realized that there was a 4-year-old inside. Drove it back and ordered her to take her child out of the car and then drove away again.
Oh my gosh.
Like, how would you handle that? You walk out of the store. Oh my God, my car's stolen. My kid is missing. And all of a sudden you see it
I
pull
would be
back up.
panicking about my kid.
No, I got that. But let's,
Right.
and everybody would.
Yeah.
But now
Yes,
let's,
of course.
The car pulled back.
you see it
pulls
pulling
in.
back up. Oh my God, here it comes. What's going on? And this guy gets out and starts berating you because you left your kid in the car. Take your kid out of this car and watch your car, then drive back away again.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
That's like a scene out of a movie.
So great.
you can't make this stuff up. This is
No. The cop added, we're thankful he had the decency to bring the little one back.
and it's true. Well, he just didn't. Again, it's you don't.
It becomes kidnapping.
yeah,
at that
and it's
point.
a lot more time on the books if you get caught. But
Grand larceny is one thing, but kidnapping.
yeah, right.
No.
Wow.
He had a line, all right? He would not cross that line.
That is,
He put a hedge.
he had a line.
He had a hedge of protection around the things that he would and would not do.
Well,
He had standards.
That's
he
right.
did.
He had a few standards. One of
apparently there is honor among thieves.
them- child abuse was one of those standards, and that's good.
But I think the part that blows my mind is not that he just brought the kid back.
Right.
He yelled at her. He took time out of his getaway to tell her how bad of a parent she is for leaving the kid in the car as he gets back into her car and drives away.
What does that do psychologically to that woman? That a car thief has schooled me on my bad parenting.
Well, she said, I quote, as moms, we get really busy and we think we're running in just for a second, and then it just is the perfect example of just letting your guard down and how terrible it could have ended.
And no, I give you that. Like, you kind of need to be
Right.
Because I'm, and I'm probably being arrested here for saying this. No, but I've left my boys in the car before, running in the gas station or something real quick.
Yeah.
I've done that. But here's what I do. One, it's never the youngest one. It's never the 3-year-old. Or now 4, excuse me. He just
Windows
turned 4.
down, lock the car.
Oh, no, but that's what I'm saying. Windows stay up. The car is running. Lock the door.
Right.
You don't unlock the, and I park at the front door. So like I can see and I can get out and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And you have a kid that actually can.
Yeah,
control the
exactly.
lock.
If I don't have, if it's not, the oldest isn't in the car, I don't do it.
Yeah.
But if he's in there, I'm like, all right, y'all hang out. I'm only going to be like 5 minutes. Go in and grab drinks for everybody, whatever. And then like
That's a gas station, not a grocery store.
Yeah, that's a gas station. I don't anything that you have to go like oddly
If you
enough,
can't see it from the window, no.
yeah, from any point in the building, you don't do it. Period. And like I said, and you definitely make sure you lock the door.
Yeah.
And
Oh, by the way, the police also recovered the 2013 silver Honda Pilot about 8 miles away, 4 hours later.
Did they get the guy?
No.
he's just described as a white male with long, dark, braided hair.
So that berated a woman for keeping her kid in the car.
And you know why they couldn't get a
Wow.
deeper description than that? Was because she was so shocked that she's getting yelled at by the guy stealing her car that she had no time to go,
Honestly, she could have had his eye color,
Yeah.
any freckles or
Right.
moles or
Whole deal,
identifying
yeah.
marks. She
Yeah, she
probably
was-
could have learned his name.
Right. She could have been all over this thing.
But I would be shocked by that.
I would.
Oh, totally.
That's like,
That is a
is
huge
awesome.
roller coaster. My kid's been kidnapped.
My car's gone. My
car's
kid's
back.
gone.
That's like somebody
yelled at?
That's like somebody stealing your credit card and then calling you up and getting mad at you because you're
you have
maxed
no
out.
credit. Yeah.
Yes. You have a bad credit score.
How dare you? You
It's like trying to buy a house. Somebody steals your identity and tries to buy a house on your identity, but they realize that you have a terrible credit score and they yell at you for it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it doesn't make sense. I mean,
Weird. And where was this?
Colorado.
Beaverton, Colorado. Yeah.
Beaverton, Colorado. Mm-hmm. You can't
Just
make this
bizarre.
up. You
This
can't.
No.
is good. This is great.
I'm so hung up on that confrontation because I imagine, walk with this, put yourself in her shoes. You are emotionally destroyed. Fear has gripped you in the worst way humanly possible.
Your kid is gone.
Your kid is gone. The hell with the car. Your child is gone. And all of a sudden, and in the midst of freaking out, I'm assuming calling cops and all of this other stuff.
Sure.
You see your car come back. Now confusion sets in. What is going? Why is my car coming back? And then you're like, oh my good, here's my kid. Yay. And this guy you don't know starts yelling at you.
Gets out of the driver's seat.
Get out of. That's what I'm thinking.
Gets out of the driver's seat. Yes. How dare
opens
you?
the door for the kid in the back.
How dare
What?
you let your kids stay in the car?
What are you thinking, you horrible human being? You are a bad mom, blah, 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 blah.
I
And
should call the
yelling-
cops on you.
Yes, yelling all of this as he opens the driver door to get back in. I'm assuming would then roll the window down and continue to berate her as he drives out of the parking lot.
And then goes and parks it a few miles away.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Like he's like, oh crap, I'm gonna get caught for this one. I should probably park the car and find another one.
This is the weirdest thing.
Feels
Talking
bizarre.
about-
I want to know his motivation for stealing the car.
At that point, it sounds like he just
just
was one of
wanted
those
the
he
car.
just could.
Yeah, he could. It was there. He wanted
Well,
a car.
Yeah, but I don't know. I want to know the full story of both of these people. This is very interesting.
Yeah, something it doesn't.
It's
sound
not
right,
that
but-
Very
in depth,
weird.
sadly. But then
I
again,
wish it
it
did.
is Colorado, which means everything's legal there. So all the drugs are legal.
Are you implying that there might be
Well, he was a white male with long braided hair.
Yeah, I immediately
wow,
thought
you
that.
stereotype much?
Yes, I do. Especially white males with long braided
Racial
hair.
profiling here.
all white men
With long braided
long
hair,
brown hair
that steal
always
cars.
steal cars and yell at moms.
Steal
for-
cars are the ones that steal cars also do drugs.
Yeah. Okay.
I can.
all.
That's a safe assumption for me.
Okay. That's a sure bet. Is that what you're?
It's a close.
The odds are fairly.
The odds are like 75-25.
They're ever in your favor.
It's close. It's a close
I can't imagine that.
close 3/4.
It really is hard emotionally to just kind of go, huh? And you walk away going, I just got yelled at because I left my kid in the car. Huh?
So weird.
It's crazy.
Talking about pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah.
You know, like that's
It's very weird. Very funny.
Wow.
And bizarre.
Oh yeah. There are a lot of things that happen in Colorado that nobody. It's like, in Florida you have all the stories because their press is relatively free to see everything that happens.
Yes.
Colorado isn't quite that way, but there are a lot of bad things that happen.
I was going to say
Colorado,
too, there's
and crazy stuff.
There's a big difference because a lot of the people, not all, let me clarify, not all,
Not all.
but by standard, and this is just my opinion, but Colorado is way more ritzier than Florida is.
Yeah.
Because think about it. I mean,
with the ski resorts and
exactly
everything else.
Aspen and
Yeah,
all that jazz. All these well-to-do people go out there, so they're not going to broadcast all the stupidity that goes on
But there is a lot.
because they want the rich people to still continue to go. If you constantly have stuff like this happening, you're not going to go out there and spend your money. Mm-hmm. Whereas at least Florida is just like, yeah, we got screwballs here. Just we've accepted it.
This is great.
Right.
It's really good stories, guys. You're
It's
gonna love
part
it.
of our nature, and
You're
you
gonna
love
love
us or hate us.
That's right.
Wow.
We know that you all
bizarre.
came from every other state. You're just all here with us. So
Yeah.
we're going to let everybody know what's going on. And then we're going to tell them where you're from originally.
At this point, it's part of our decor,
That's right.
you know?
Have fun watching the inauguration tomorrow.
No, I won't. I will. I'll be at work.
Oh.
You know it's going to be on,
I know.
and you're going to be purposefully hiding, so
I
you don't
am.
have to watch
I will
it.
be completely out of the loop on that one. I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah.
You know, it's all digital anyway.
Yeah.
They're not good. Other than the Hollywood people, they're not letting anybody there.
You know, I wonder if he's going to actually like have somebody standing there holding the Bibles or whatever book he's going to swear on,
No,
or
it's
is it going to be stacked up on a table
It's going to be a digital copy.
and it's going to be somebody on a webcam?
It's going to be a webcam digital copy. I can see it.
This
I could
is-
too.
I can see it now.
Because now he's getting ready to be president. You do not want to put him in any
That's right.
extra
Can't-
risk.
Can't get him sick.
No. Guys, thank you
He's
so
high
much.
risk.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you, Kari.
Bye,
As
guys. God
always,
bless.
y'all have a great one. We will see y'all tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. Go DOAShow.com, mojo50.com.
Bye,
Talk to you
y'all.
later. Bye.